Happy now to have the winners with us. First of all, going down the line, Stan Mikita, Harry Howell, Bobby Orr. And congratulations again, gentlemen. Are you sure you're not going to buy them a coffee, warm and Moans?
Well, I'll buy him something, maybe a ham sandwich.
Yeah, something like that. That's nice, Stan. I understand they're having a night for both Doug and Warm in their home.
Yes,
in their
they
hometown.
are, Ward. I think, well, I know for a fact it's May 27th for Kenny up in, I don't know whether it's East Ferris or West Ferris, which is just
I don't know.
next door neighbor to North Bay, and July 7th for Doug Moans from Cape Rail.
So they'll have their chance to honor those fellows.
Well, they'll probably get me to buy him a couple of milkshakes or something.
Something like that. Well, fellas, there's one big cup left to be given, and that's the Stanley, and one big trophy left, the Conn Smythe Trophy. And I'd be interested in your observations on who you think the leading candidates are now. Let's start with you, Harry.
I believe that on the Montreal team, J.C. Tremblay has played very well in this series, and he played extremely well against us in the semifinals. One play he made tonight on that Backstrom goal was a great play. He held the puck maybe for 10 seconds before he finally passed to Backstrom and he scored. But he's been doing that through both series, and I think he's one of the leading candidates on the Montreal team. The other one, surprisingly, not too many people are talking about him in terms of the trophy, is a goaltender. I think he played really well against us and also against the Leafs. He earned his money tonight in the first 5 minutes of this game. It could have been 2-0 for the Leafs, and maybe it might be 5-2 for Leafs instead of Montreal, the way he played there.
Bobby, what about Toronto candidates?
Well, I would have to go along with defenseman also, or one defenseman. I think Tim Horton is playing very well, and Larry Hillman is having a great series. And up front, I think Dave Keon is really playing well. He's killing penalties, power play, and a lot of forechecking, a lot of skating. Playing real well.
And Stan, your observations say on both of the teams?
Well, one of these fellows are talking about the goaltenders and the defense, and I think I better stick up for the offense or offense. I'm from the States now, so
okay.
not to excuse me for a little bit of the language I use, and it's not going to be dirty. So,
out and about.
I think Henri Richard and Jean Beliveau, Backstrom from Montreal, I think they're having a real fine series, this series at least. Keon, I think, was the guy that hurt us the most, other than Sawchuk, that fourth or fifth game that he beat us 4-3. I think the line of Stemkowski, Pulford, and Papin, they're having a heck of a good series. And actually, to me, it's a toss-up who's going to be picked as the #1 guy in the series. I think there's 6 or 7 guys that could be.
Harry, we didn't hear your Toronto. Anyone to add or not?
I like Tim Horton. I think that he has played extremely well. Of course, I didn't see him against the Chicago series, but he must have had a good series. I read a lot about it. But he has played well in this series, and I think between Tim and Davey Keon.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us, and again, congratulations on the awards that you won. Now let's join Frank Selke at the penalty box.
Award, it's taken a long time, but we finally found a guest somewhat close to my size. I'm just delighted then to introduce to hockey fans everywhere Bobby Walton, the father of the Maple Leafs Mike. And Bob, I imagine you're pretty proud of that young fellow you are.
Yes, I am, Frank. Real proud of him.
I don't know, I'm sure that you saw the play he made in the opening minutes of the game. I don't know whether that would have changed the complexion of the hockey game, but he made a great play.
Yeah, I think it would have changed the complexion, but that's hockey, and it's the breaks count, and that's the way it goes.
Bobby, back in about 1942, you played for the Montreal Canadiens, and then a little later on, you played down in Cleveland with Johnny Bauer, who is now playing with your son. This is a kind of an oddity.
That's right. I think Johnny gets quite a kick out of it when he looks across and sees Mike in the dressing room there. He kind of says to himself, I think I'm getting a little old.
Everybody asks the question about Johnny Bauer. How old is he? You played with him, as we said. Have you got an idea?
Around 39.
Around 39. Just a year younger than you are.
Yeah, that's right.
Looking back over young Mike's career, when did it look to you, Bob, as though he had a chance to be a pro hockey player?
Well, when he was pretty young, and he started off, and I guess his mother had a lot to do with it, too. She dressed and undressed him lots of times with putting on the equipment, and he started into organized hockey when he was about 9 out in Fort William. And he went on from there and played a year in Sarnia, and we moved to Ottawa, and he played there in Pee Wee with Ron Ellis. And then we moved to Newmarket, and he played Bantam and midget there, and then he moved down to Toronto and went to St. Michael's.
You have another boy that looks as though he's on the way up.
Yes, I think he's going to be a real good one, Robert Jr. And he played with Oshawa last year, and this year they figure he'll come into his own.
We're looking forward to the day they're both playing in the National League together. Bob,
So am I.
thank you very much. In a moment, we'll return to Bill Hewitt and Brian McFarland with the play-by-play of the third period.